D4VD was very excited to media train. How are you feeling about that now?
Chat earlier and said, did you notice the age that he appeals to? Why is he appealing to that age? But you got to remember, when this sicko started, he was underage in his closet making music, homeschool, right? Dying for attention. All right. So look at he appealed to the audience of people and kids that play Fortnite, Roblox, and all that. He did that purposely, in my opinion. All right. And when you see David, he just really thinks he's something special. And guys, I hate to break it to you, but this is after. This is actually this post is what, a day before we found the body. When was her body found? Dismembered, September 8th. I mean, this guy just doesn't give two shits, guys. What is this, August 10th? This is the time that everyone was saying, where is David? Now, I'll come back. All right. He disappeared for some time. And if you look, it's weird that the time frame just drops off like that. I mean, people were trying to make something out of this. He's got a slasher costume back here, and you can see the dates, July 30th. There's a big time gap. And I think the only reason Asia ever even hung out with this slub, this idiot, this whatever, is for the notoriety. She just wanted to get the followers. She's turned her back. Neo's turned his back. And so was everyone else, guys. And rightfully so. All right. Again, he appeals to children. And now we know why. And yes, guys, he's probably a bottom. Breaking news. David's a bottom. And I love this for him. Check out this evidence that they're going to be able to present to the prosecution. His proof where the evidence was found of Celeste Rivas Hernandez items that were he threw away also has his tracks, maybe from the car, maybe from the phone. There's digital evidence of where he threw that to put him in that place that night. Santa Barbara, guys.
County of Santa Barbara, Caltrans right there. They were using that. They were using this to for this road right here, and one of the Caltrans workers spotted Celeste Rivas's passport ID right over there. So we're going to the spot where they said they found her passport card. It's like right up here. See, there's a lot of trash out here.
Well, because he was going on tour, guys, and it was very low key. He took her. He did take her out of the country. He did take her to Vegas. He did take her on shows. I'm going to show you all that today. All right, but that's not the thing. The thing is where we are now is he took her and he discarded her like trash. Even though everybody knew that he was in a secret relationship with a minor and several minors, he still decided to do that. Yeah, we can call him a bottom feeder too. We can call him whatever you want, but I think it'd be funny to get back to him that we're calling him a bottom bitch, because he's probably going to be. And I really do hope when he gets to prison that he's a bottom bitch without lube, without Vaseline, without anything. Not even water, just let it be dry. Because in my opinion, he played with, toyed with, and did everything with Celeste Rivas that he could, and then he threw her away. All right? Yeah, he is. He's popular overseas. We see him in his Instagram overseas plenty of times with the Asian boy bands. We see him several times at Coachella with different artists that I don't know of. But yes, that's a thing. That is a thing. Let's continue. Well,
it's not a lot, but it's just out here getting blown by the wind. Who knows where it's coming from? Yeah, so they said it was found right there. And this is where I found that trash bag, but there's nothing in it.
Now, we don't know if this photo was taken exactly where her ID card was found, because he went 3 separate times, and it seems like private investigator Steve Fisher thinks that the chainsaw and other things might have been dumped in the lake that is really close.
Guys, he went down to Santa Barbara that night, and they have him pinging right on the spot where they found Celeste discarded. items. All right, I don't know exactly what items. I know the worker found the passport, but come on, man. Harris O'Rourke, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. He's gonna ride his bunk like a punk. I like that. Yes, justice for Celeste. There wasn't in life, so let's try to get her the voice out there and the momentum. Justice for Celeste, guys. We are going to talk about how he's going to defend himself, and I kind of figured he was going to do it that way, but guys, I just don't see what he can do to get out of this.
To this area. Also heard the prosecution team reference this area with its closeness to the same lake that Steve Fisher is referencing. Now, I'm not sure what information he has because he has been working on this case, but he said that he believes David parked his car on the side of the road in one of these inlets that are on this highway and then went into a trail towards this lake. He said this specific trail that he's talking about has a gate, and there are many trails in this area. Steve Fisher also uploaded a video of license plate readers that are all up and down the highway.
What?
And he believes that David was probably also caught on these license plate readers.
Now, I want you guys to remember that David was still a kid. His mind was still a kid. I'm not saying, I didn't mean to say it that way. I believe in his mind, and I've been watching a ton of coverage on how his brain works and the psychopathy. And I think that he really, really, truly did think that he was bigger than everything, as to let Celeste's body just rot. He thought it was funny. And he knew that if it decomposed long enough, it would be hard to find out what the cause of death was. So in his opinion, his music career was much, much, much more important than Celeste, not only her life, but to dispose of her body. Because all he had to do, guys, was take that car and get rid of those remains anywhere else but where he did. All right. And he kept that finger. Yeah, I know. Bigger than Elvis. Well, he thinks he's just bigger than life. I don't know how he thought he was going to do that, but let's take a look. I wanted to show you some of Celeste's TikToks that resurfaced on the internet. It clearly shows her innocence. And, well, Riley Lou explains how Celeste was manipulated by David. And we do see that. We see that the whole time. I feel like he's
based on its percentage instead of flavor.
I feel like he manipulates her in an entirety, and then he uses her as his story. Yes. So if you actually read his story, if you got the book, the Withered book, and you read each song and what they meant, everything referred to Celeste and that particular relationship. So I feel like maybe he was just using her as a muse, and he's so narcissistic, and who knows what else. Yeah, when homeschooling goes wrong, it goes wrong quite often. I hate to say that, but we need better systems in place for homeschooling. Okay, that's it. I think he was homeschooled and his parents just left him to do whatever he wanted while they went out to work. They never checked on him. They let him be in his demented bubble with child porn on his phone and gore. I mean, it wasn't after. Remember, he's only 20 years old. I think he just turned 21. All right. You never heard of him before? I never heard of Neo. I never heard of any of those people. All right, let's check this out real quick. The manipulation and the surfaced TikToks from Celeste, so you can see her innocence and his manipulation. All right. And then we're going to get into literally all of David's Discord posts before the day before the murder and days after to show you how much he didn't care. All right. Happy Friday, guys. Come on in. I will gift a membership. I'd like to give away the Madeline Soto shirt, but I do need your help with the goal. Super sticker, super chat, membership, all that. Thank you. All right. You said Neo walks around with 3 girlfriends. Yeah, right, Neo. Why hide the bisexuality? I know. That's what I'm saying. Nobody gives a shit. It's the weirdest thing to see people in chats saying, oh, he admitted to being bisexual. No shit. I mean, what else do you want? A picture of him topping Neo or Neo topping him? Who cares? Yeah, Neo's mom is a director in Hollywood, you say, and I knew he was a spoiled kid. All right. Yep, you got that right. Let's continue.
This is part 2 of Celeste's repost on TikTok, and it just gives you a glimpse of what her mindset was and how manipulated she really was. If you're wondering why this tattoo looks familiar, it's because Celeste and David had a matching one, and you can figure out why it says shh. And again, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it every single time. Even though she viewed this as a relationship, it's because she was manipulated and groomed by him. A minor can't consent to a relationship with an adult. It is heartbreaking to see that she truly felt like she loved him and he was just abusing her the entire time and eventually would take her life.